ever wondered how it is that some business owners seem to grow their reach and their revenue so fast, while the vast majority of business owners plateau or, let's be honest, peter out? I know, as a business owner just like you, I'm putting a lot of time and heart into my business, and I know that you are too. And the question I know that you want to answer is, what is the key that makes the difference to my growth? And more importantly, how can I leverage that in my business? Well, I'm so glad you're here, because it's tempting to point the finger at time and say, it's that if only I had more time, or when I have more time, or if my time wasn't always sucked up by all these other things. But the truth is, it can't be more time, because we all get the same 24 hours in a day, right? No matter how much we want that to change, it can't and won't ever change. So the key to your business growth is not more time. You know what it is? It's more focus. And I want to prove that to you in the next few minutes. So let's go back to science class right before the end of the school year. Do you remember that experiment with the magnifying glass? I was looking for mine this morning, couldn't find it. So just imagine with me, right? You would all go outside and you had a pile of something, whether it was paper or grass on the sidewalk, and your job was to light that on fire, right? Now, the sun was already shining, right? You could feel its warmth, but it wasn't setting things on fire. And the answer was not more time. The sun didn't just need to shine longer, or everything would eventually burn up. What was the key to getting that little smoke, getting that little ember going, right? And lets it start smoking so that it really starts, producing a flame. The key was to focus that sunlight on one spot for a short period of time. And here's the thing. Every good science teacher knows that this is not just going to happen by a lucky few, but the whole class can actually experience these kind of results because they are inevitable if you stay focused and you use that magnifying glass. And the same thing is true in your business. You need focus, right? So you guys know that I'm a teacher by trade. And so of course I would go and look up the definition of what does focus mean. So focus is a clear center of activity and attention, concentration of energy and effort, directed resources to produce a result. And did you know the Latin root literally means hearth? Yes, the word focus comes from a fireplace, right? This one place where energy converges to produce enough heat to ignite something. Notice, it's not that fire doesn't happen because those embers are spread out all over the place. They are concentrated and focused in one place. But the problem, I think, is that most busyness owners have what I call busyness ADD. Now, it may not be an official diagnosis, but the vast majority of people are scattering time on too many things, distracting our focus by chasing shiny objects or tyranny of the urgent. And the problem for most visionary CEOs, if you're honest, is not a lack of ideas or projects, because you have plenty of them, right? And it's not a lack of time because you've got that 24 hours. It's that lack of focus. Because how many of those ideas or projects that you've had over the last few weeks, months, or maybe even years are only half baked before you start chasing something else? Squirrel, anyone? And on top of scattering our time and attention on too many things, most business owners actually also make the mistake of giving themselves too much time because they don't put a date on that idea or project that's going to get them moving and keep them moving. It just becomes a someday or a one-day plan. Have you been on that plan? Because what happens when you say January 1st or even July 1st? This year, I'm going to fill in the blank. It's really easy for your time to get diluted or distracted over those 12 months. And then you wonder why those things aren't happening, why you're not crossing that finish line. So here is where focus comes in. And this is why business owners who want to grow work in 12-week focus cycles. Because when you focus in 12 weeks on one main goal or project, that doesn't mean that's all you do, but you give focus time during those 12 weeks, it's going to direct and concentrate that time and attention such that it moves the needle, such that it sets that thing on fire. And here's the thing. With focus, it actually takes less time to move the needle because that is what focus does. It concentrates it in one place so that it produces a result. And 12-week focus cycles are how successful business owners get more done in 12 weeks than most do in 12 months. Why? Because that shorter focus gives you a finish line you can see with a healthy sense of urgency you can feel, so that way you're not tempted to drift and get distracted. Plus, crossing that shorter finish line only builds momentum to move on to the next one, so you avoid that stop-start off in the weed cycles that most busyness owners experience. What did you think about this? Did you know that just one 12-week focus cycle could make all the difference in your business growth? So let me ask you, what would you focus on for 12 weeks? What is that one idea or project or goal that if you focused on it over the next 12 weeks would move the needle on your business? Now, again, like I said earlier, this doesn't mean you don't do anything else in life, but you're giving this focused time and attention. Is it launching or planning your podcast? Is it writing or publishing a book? Maybe it's updating that lead magnet or email sequence, or designing and implementing a repurposing plan, or reaching out to create collaboration opportunities, or hosting a workshop, or launching a new or updated offer. The sky is the limit, but it is going to require your focus. And just like that magnifying glass, that is what you have to focus on, that pile on the sidewalk, right? And here's the thing. The sun is shining, right? So at any time you can pick up that magnifying glass, focus it on what you want to set on fire, and it will happen if you keep that focus there. Same thing is true in your business. So there's no better time than now. Yes, right now, even in the middle of summer, to put your business on fire before summer ends. So here's the thing, because I know that focus is where it's at, I've opened up 5 spots for committed CEOs who want the step-by-step process to creating a 12-week focus cycle, along with the support to get more done in 12 weeks than most do in 12 months. So if that is you, I want to invite you to go to redeemhertime.com/focus. Check out the details and get started ASAP. In fact, I believe in the power of CEO focus so much that I've made it such a crazy low investment. When you understand the power of more focus to grow your reach and your revenue, you're not going to be able to pass this up. That is, if you're truly serious about your growth. Girl, let's set your business on fire in the next 12 weeks with a little bit of CEO focus. What do you say? If you have questions, drop focus below this video or reach out to me with that word, and let's see what focus could do for you.